What is going on, guys? If you want to transform your Borno closet from this to this, then stay tuned because I'm going to teach you step by step on how I did it and all by myself. Hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, so to begin you want to demo the closet, of course. What do you need? This is what you need. A carpet cutting tool, and then the scraper to scrape off the staples after you take off the carpet. Let's get started. If you've seen my other videos, you know I like to cut the carpets in 5-foot sections. This closet is actually 9 feet, so I just did it in half. And yeah, I like to use that trash to pick up the tack strips. This is how it should look after you finish demoing. That way you can wrap this around and you don't have to poke yourself with the tack strips. Next is to get up all the staples with the floor scraper. A quick tip on how to remove these nails. Your hammer like this, tap once, pry it out, and now you can pry it out like this. As you can see, there's no better tool than the floor scraper when it comes to getting up all these staples. And right here, I'm gonna demo the shelving. I actually ended up selling these since they were brand new. This is a brand new closet. Most people wouldn't demo a brand new closet, but that builder grade stuff is just not it. And now I'm getting the last of the nails, picking up the trash, and I'm sweeping up, and I'm gonna vacuum the corners actually, because sometimes the dust can get underneath the baseboard. And I didn't remove the baseboard, and you do not have to. Some people say you do, but no. Alright, now that the demo is done, next step is to change out this closet light. Closet lights are super simple to change out. It's literally white to white, black to black, ground to ground. Make sure you have the power off and cut off the switch just in case. So I just wired up the new closet light. It's pretty easy. Just remember to cut off the power. And yeah, the hardest part is actually to adjust them. That's it. The last thing to do today is to patch all these holes so I can be ready for paint tomorrow and to clean out. Let's get to it. Alright, I just got done patching everything and also covering everything I don't want to paint on and removing any finishes. So now we are ready to paint. So quick story, I used to use a paint gun for painting, but now I use a roller and just brushing in everything. The paint gun I had was a Graco one, and it was good for like the first 2 years. And then the pump went out, and then I had to replace the pump. After a while, the pump will go out again in like a couple months. It wasn't reliable at all. So I just do it the good old-fashioned method with roller and a paintbrush, and I did 2 coats. This paint, I believe I got it from Lowe's. It's the Bear brand, and it's called Elemental. And yeah, it's a nice gray. It's not too dark. It's not too light. And after the last coat, we're gonna be ready for the floors. And I'm not gonna paint the white trim yet because sometimes when I'm installing the floor, it might be a little tight, the clearance, and then I can end up scratching the trim. So I've always gotten in the habit to remind myself to do the white trim last, like very last. And yeah, I'm going with a full piece. I think it's a half piece, or was it a 32 and a 16? So that way the lines don't match up on the second row. I think they match up on the third row if I'm correct. Yeah, they do. So I'm not taking off the baseboard. I see no need to. It looks fine with shoe trim. I think it actually looks better sometimes. I think just the baseboard and the floor gives it it's a clean look, but I don't know. I like the Craftsman kind of look where it's like levels to the floor. And besides appearance, there's nothing it affects. An appraiser's gonna come to your home. He's gonna just see you have laminate flooring and that's it. He's not gonna care if you lifted up the baseboard and put it underneath. So don't think too hard about that. And if you've gotten this far into the video, please like and subscribe. I just want to thank everyone that has subscribed. I have over 100 subscribers now. It's been insane. Well, I've had kind of a slow start because I started this channel maybe almost a year ago. So it's been a slow start, but hey, I'm grateful. So thank you for everyone that has subscribed. And yeah, if you have any questions on how to do something, just feel free to comment. I'll try to answer it or even make a video about it. I have a video of putting in the floor, at least the first 2 rows, because that's the main important ones. That's the ones I feel like are the hardest. And yeah, the last row is pretty hard too, but once you get the hang of it, it's easier. But the first rows are always the hardest because there's no weight to hold the floor down. I just got down on the floor in the closet, probably took around around 2 hours. I'm freaking tired. Here's a close-up. All around, there's around a 1/4 inch gap. Some places more, some places a little less, but enough for the trim to cover. And here's the pattern I went with. It's staggered, and every other one is 1632 and then full piece. The next thing on our list is to put all the closet shelving up, paint the white trim, and also put up a mirror I'm gonna do. So this is the final product. It took around 5 days after work, maybe working like 3 hours every day in the afternoon. As far as like the cost of material, everything together was around, I want to say, 3 grand. The closet accessories were really expensive. Each box were like $100 for one shelf, and you can buy a combo kit and get all of them, but yeah, you can customize it the way you want. And this is what I chose. It was like 2 corner pieces, one wide one, and then 2 skinny shelves that go in the corner as well, but they weren't corner shelves. And I framed out a mirror and, you know, the floors and the lights. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.